So hello everybody and welcome to the last step of your project, which is where we will covering the fourth part where we are going to discuss about that how we will be able to perform the task of data analysis and the data visualization in Power BI. This is what we will be going to cover as an last step for us. So first of all, if you want to create your databases, right? If you want to create your databases, right, you can actually be able to like create your databases by using your Databricks again. So to do that, what we can do is let's head back to your Databricks, and I'm just heading back towards the last part right here. And inside this, I'm going to add a new code. Actually, I would prefer to use SQL as a language, so I will use SQL just right here. Under this percentage SQL, first of all, I'm going to use a command use catalog. And the catalog that I am going to use, you can find out the list of catalogs just right here under the left side. So here it is a Hive Meta Store is what I am going to use right now. We call them this Hive Meta Store. So let's head back to your notebook again. Let's head back to your notebook again. Okay. And go towards the end of the like notebook, and there we are using use catalog Hive Metastore. Okay. Then inside this Hive Metastore, I'm going to create a database with name formula1 underscore db. So in the next line, I will use create database if not exists formula1 underscore db. That is what I would like to implement there, right? So let's test it first. So let's run this. In this part, I'm using use catalog Hive Metastore, Hive underscore Metastore, create database if not exist, formula1 underscore db. Now I'm going to run this query, and you can see it is showing me what? Okay. Let me head back to my catalog. And if I will go and check my catalog, I got my another database with name formula1 db. Currently, we don't have any data in the formula1 db. So what we can do here is that we can simply head back to our notebook again. And inside that, I'm going to use my next step right here. So when you are creating this database, right, while creating this database, you guys are also required to provide the managed location as well. You also need to provide the location from where you are going to pull the data. So in that case, what I am going to do is I actually want to create three different tables inside that. First one will be your race results, driver standings, and constructor standings. These are the three tables that I am planning to access for my data. So how I'm going to prepare that tables? So now to do that, first of all, within the same part as well, I'm just going to use a code, and then I'm going to start typing with a part. So first of all, I'm going to use presentation folder path, which is already a variable I already have, and I'm going to use /mnt slash formula 1 data lake 133 slash presentation. Right, it's the same folder path. We have used this path previously also. Look at this. Or you can simply copy this query from here, and then you can place it here. In the next line, I'm going to first create a table with name race results, right? So what I will do, I will use race results underscore df, which is already like used inside that, right? So what I am going to do is I'm simply going to prepare my race results first of all, and then I'm going to save it in a form of a table. So this is what I would like to perform. So I'm using race results underscore df, spark.read.parquet, presentation folder path, race underscore results. And if you all know, if you will go to your home, all resources, then if I will take you to the Formula One data lake 133, and if you will go inside your data lake storage under the presentation, under the race results, you do have a part 0000 data, which is actually again in a Parquet format. So what I'm going to do next is I'm heading back to my Databricks again, right? And inside my Databricks, I'm going to prepare and create three tables one by one. So this is the first table, which is related to your race results, right? I'm going to prepare one more table, which will be related to my, so I'm just going to do a quick copy here. But this time, for this copy path, what I will do is I am going to use the second option, which is there, or the second Parquet option, which is there. And in this particular Parquet option, I'm just going to use the next data frame, right? So here I'm going to prepare it for the Formula One underscore DB dot race underscore results. This is the save as table. If you will run this query, a process will run, right? The Spark job is already executing right here. And what you can find out is that there may be a table with name Formula One DB dot race results is going to be created inside. It is going to be created inside your catalog, which is the data catalog, the catalog that we have created with name Formula One underscore DB. So let's wait and let's have this task completed. So now from here, I'm just using my race results. It's already there and I have created one table with the help of that. Now I'm creating another table where I'm using driver standings underscore df, spark.read.parquet, presentation folder path, driver underscore standings. Then I'm preparing driver standings underscore df dot write dot mode override dot format is Parquet, save as table, Formula One underscore db driver standings, and then I'm going to hit this one. So a Spark job is going on, as you can see right here. So this Spark job is also going to be utilized. And once this will run, this will show you one more table in your catalog that we have designed. So you will be able to use those tables there, and then you can be able to use them for your work as well. So let's see how it goes. Now, if you can see, this one is also added for the driver standings. Now I'm just going to copy this code. And the third record I'm going to design, it is for the constructor standings, because we require three different options which are there. So I will use constructor constructor standing underscore df, and then from there you all just need to change it to constructor standing. Like if you just want to verify, I have constructor standing inside that, and here also I have a data just right here. Okay, so now let's go back to your transformation notebook, constructor standing, then just change it to constructor. dot write dot mode override dot format Parquet, save as table, and this should be my constructor standings. Constructor standings. And then you need to run this query. So perfect. Now if I can see there, I can easily be able to see this three database. Now again, head back to the catalog. And now within this catalog, you will be able to find out three tables. One is your constructor standing, one is your driver standing, and one is your race results. Then again, when you will head back to your notebook, within that notebook, when you will go to your the last cell that we will be using or that we will be going to implement right here, in the last cell, after that, just next to it, I will use show tables in Formula 1 underscore DB. Maybe let me see if I will be able to use percentage SQL. Show tables in Formula 1 underscore DB. That is what I am using right here. Here you can see it is showing me the option as that Formula 1 DB, constructor standing, driver standing, and race results. They all are there, but they are not the temporary devices. Now, after that, if you just want to read all these details, all these resources there, right, you will be able to start querying that resources. Now, hit the code again, go to your percentage SQL, just call select driver underscore name race underscore year. And before that, I will also try to make sure that I must not miss the race results tables as well. So to do that, first of all, in the first step, what you all can do is you can first check the table if you want to check the table. And again, you need to use the SQL and just type select star from race underscore results, or just mention two-part name here, right? Or you can use select star from race underscore results. Let me see the here. So here I am using a two-part name, select star from Formula 1 underscore db dot race results. Now from this race results, I actually need to capture some steps, right? So to do that, I'm going to capture the driver underscore name. The next thing I'm going to use is your race underscore year, that in which year the races happens. That's the first part, right? The next important thing I'm going to retrieve is the position. Here is the position column. So just mention position. Next to this position, you can go for the points, which are known as your results underscore points. Where position column, that is there, where position equals to 1. This is the query I would like to use for my selection purpose. So I'm going to run this. And let me just reconfirm it. A column variable with position cannot be results. Ah, yes, because I haven't tell the name of my table. So I will use from Formula 1 db dot race results where position is equals to 1. Just run this query and there you will be able to fetch the result, right? These are the result points. As you can see, for every year, I have actually retrieved the data. Now let's simplify this in more easy manner, all right? So what I will do is just to modify and just to simplify, or I actually want to narrow it down, right? I can simply use where, just where. After this where, I will use a round bracket. I will say race year between 2010 And suppose if you want to give and 2020, suppose, okay, and position is equals to 1. Just put one semicolon here and try to run this query. I have just tried to narrow it down. So currently I'm able to get the 10,000 records. If you want to narrow it down with your more aspects as well, you can simply mention that give me the details between 2011 and 2012. Or if I want to narrow it to a more specific options, like for example, for 2011. So this is 2010 data and 2011 data, but we don't have any data related to the 2012 and all. So you can actually be able to put your year wise data, and you will be able to present your resources and the details like this, right? And this is how you will be able to get your another part done, right? So this was one more step that we have just completed right here for representing the data. Then we want to extract top 10 drivers with the most total point over this. So how I can do that? I will head back to my next mode or next code, and there I'm going to use again what percentage SQL, and I will use select driver underscore name sum of result underscore points. That's basically the column that I'm using right here. Results underscore points. Sorry, results underscore point. So I will just mention it as a results underscore point, sum of results underscore point as total underscore points. Then count 1 as total races. That will be from the race underscore result. So just you need to mention formula1 db dot race underscore results, group by driver underscore name, order by total points, and I'm going to use descending, and I want to limit it to the 10. Now, when I will run this query, what it will do is it is going to provide the count of this data. First of all, from the total races, we'll use a group by for the driver name, and on the basis of that it will give you the 10 rows. So Sebastian got this much points, total races is this. So you can see these are the people who have got multiple points which are there, and then you can be able to see these resources or these information just right here. Now it's time for us to visualize this data. So if I want to visualize this whole data here, I can click on this plus symbol and I can go for the visualization tab. This is the visualization tab. Now here you just need to mention that what type of visualizations you would like to perform or what type of value you use. Like for example, I want to use a bar chart or maybe a column chart, or maybe a line chart. Means is you just need to decide that what you are actually expecting to present. So if I will go there and I'm going to use a line chart, bar chart, scatter chart, histogram chart, and there are the list of multiple charts which are there, which you can be able to see. Funnel is also there, right? Funnel is also there. You first need to choose some columns for that, right? So in our case, what we will be going to do is we will be going to use a simple bar chart. Bar chart, and I would like to use a horizontal chart. So now I need to get some columns from there. So please understand that whenever you are going to work with this new tab, you can click on this new tab, click on this visualization, and you will be able to see some records. You don't need to touch these records. Just go inside your bar and you can see that it is now showing me all the total points. I want to use a horizontal chart. This is how your horizontal chart is going to be represented to you, right? And it is pretty much convenient to just like work with these particular operation as well. But you know one thing, that if I want to work in a more enhanced manner with these particular visuals, actually it also gives us the capability. Just rename it to race underscore results. These are the race results you can see right now. And then next thing you all need to do is you just need to provide the, or you can use the Power BI dashboards as well. You can go for the dashboards as well, and you can also be able to pull the data from there. Like for example, for getting connected with your dashboards, first of all, you need to go to your Databricks, then go to your overview page, and let me expand all these options in front of you. Okay, so now to get this data available for me, right? Because we can use the data bricks as well to just represent the data, to just represent the data. So now what I can do here is that I can either check the properties first of all, where I have all the respective details which are related to my essentials, and then parameters, and then storage account, right? And then whatever the other parameters which are initially be there, I can be able to check that with the help of my this operation as well, right? You can go for the overview page again, and you can get a URL directly from there. This is the ADB URL that we will be able to use at the time of reading the data, right? So you can simply copy it. And then for this, we will be going to use a Power BI tool. See that we got this data right here. Now, the second thing that you all is going to find out, I may want to represent this data into Power BI. So so now before I will go to the Power BI, I actually require some informations to be captured. So I will go to my Databricks first of all, will go to this overview page, and I'm going to copy this Azure Databricks URL. I'm going to copy this Azure Databricks URL, which is required for me to get connected with my data operations or data resources initially, right? And you are not even actually required to have with any other operations, or you can go to this transformation notebook, then go to your compute, click on the clusters, go to advanced options, and there we have JDBC ODBC operations, as you can see right now, right? This consists of my path and the server host name. So I need to provide the server host name and two things into my Power BI. This is my Power BI. Let's click on this get data, and then I'm going to use more. Within that more, we will be going to use Azure. Under this Azure, we have the Azure Data Bricks, and then click on this connect button. Now here you need to provide the server host name. So for the server host name, we will again head back to my clusters page, and this is my server host name. So I'm just going to copy it from here. Let's copy, and then I will head back to my Power BI and I'm gonna paste it. Second thing, I require the HTTP path. So this is my HTTP path. Under this HTTP path, you just need to place this HTTP path. Next thing, if you want to give the default catalog, you can also be able to give the default catalog. So if you will head back to your Databricks and click on this catalog. So the catalog that we will be using is what your, it's basically your Hive Metastore. This is my Hive underscore Metastore, but it's an optional information. Even though if you are not filling that up, you can still not able to go for it. So you can simply, but still required Hive underscore Metastore. Then database is again optional part, but if you want, you can give the name of your database as well, which is Formula One underscore DB. So you all will simply go and type Formula One underscore DB. Once this is done, you can click on this OK button. And here I'm going to import the data. We'll click on this OK button now. Let's see how to get connected with this. Actually, we have three options which are there. The first one is username and password. You can also be able to generate a personal access token, right? And you can also get an Azure Active Directory. So you have all these three options there. You know, when you will go with your Databricks and when you will your Databricks cluster, remember what I have told you previously as well. Go to your user, go to your settings, then developer, then go for this manage access token. And then here you are going to generate a new token. Like for example, I'm going to name it for Power BI. And then you just need to hit generate. Just copy this up and back to your notepad and paste it there. This is for your Power BI. Now head back to your Power BI. You can also be able to get connected with Active Directory. Let's try with your personal access token. This is the one that we have just created few seconds before, and then click connect. If they have any errors, they will show you the errors. Else they are successfully going to be connected with the window which will show you the databases which we have selected in our Databricks implementation. Awesome. Look at this. So I got something from there, still in loading phase right now. It is still in loading phase. So let me expand and wait for this to be load completely. Or another way to do is that same with your get data, go with your more, then again Azure, Databricks, connect. Same, give the host name again, which you will be able to get directly inside your advanced JDBC, ODBC. Copy the host, please. And then give the path. But this time I am not going to use any of these catalog options because these are the optional options. Let me try this up without giving the catalog options which are there. Awesome. See, we got our database. This is the Hive Metastore expanded. Under this, we have a Formula DB expanded. Now, suppose from this Formula DB, I would like to use a driver standings. So I can see driver underscore standings just right here. You can see that. Now once it is there, it's totally up to you. You want to first load this data, or you want to prepare another report. So I will say load the data. Now this is going to load all these resources and all these data for you. And then you can see a driver standing is going to be added as a field on the right side. So now they are creating the connection in the model, and then it is going to be get connected with my source, which we have selected at that point of time. It seems that it may have a good amount of data. That's why it's taking some time. Now, as you can see right here, I have successfully pulled out the data. Now I'm good to go designing and developing my reports. So for example, if I'm just going to start with a simple table chart. So I'm going to click on this table chart, and I'm just going to place this table chart just right here as a single distribution which is there. And inside this, I will be able to call the resources. So I will expand this. Suppose I would like to see the driver name. We'll click on the driver name. Then I want to capture the nationality. I can capture the nationality there. Just next to it, I will be able to get the driver nationality, that from where this or from which nationality this driver is initially is from, right? Which is just another option you can have right here. Then what are the total number of points that this particular guy earn? Just need to click on that result points. So this is going to show you the sum of result points, or you can also call them the total points which are initially be there. And then we are also going to capture the other operations. Maybe if you want to capture the driver number or the fastest lap or the location, position, race time, and the other things are there, you will definitely be able to check that up, right? This is this is just from the driver standings that we will be able to use. Not only this, suppose if you will go and search for few more data, like for example, if I'm going to pull the data again, but this time when I'm going to pull the data, I may be pulling up the driver nationality, the name again, and I would like to provide the year. So first select this race year, go to this and change it to text, because I don't want to implement any sort of aggregation on my race underscore year type column. So I'm going to change it to text and click race year. And now you will be able to see that it's going to show me the list of all the race years which are initially be there. They are already in process, right? So this is the race year. That is what I need. And again, the final thing is the results point. So these are the two more columns I'm going to use. And then gradually, if you want to show the, suppose you are using a simple bar chart right here or a clustered column chart. I would like to capture this column chart to this particular location right now. This is already in process, so we just need to wait for a few seconds. And you can see we are already capturing some of the data. Inside this, you can simply mention, say for example, I will use my results point, right? And it should be on the y-axis, correct? The next thing which I'm going to use here is that suppose I have the driver name. So I will pull it and I will send it to the x-axis so that we will be able to show the list of all the drivers which are initially be there. Here is your data, you all can see, right? And what I want is that I don't want to show the sum. I want to show the average. So I can select the average of the results point. Then this is going to show you the respective details to you. Look at this. Max Sebastian. You just put your cursor and you can get 13.24 and all these things are already been there. So you can be able to see the formats as well if you just want to present. So this is the average of results points, total average. And here we have the driver name as well. Here we have the driver name as well, as you can see right now. So this is my driver name. I have a quite big list, but I can be able to apply a filter. So for example, I said I want to use basic filtering only, right? But inside that, I would like to use the top n. So I'm going to use top 10. Actually, it is only going to return 10 records, nothing else. Top 10 by value driver and apply the filter. So only the top 10 records which are there or 10 records which are there, they all are going to be populated in your this average results points by the driver name. So you will see hardly the 10 records right here, and then you will be able to like use them for the like purpose of representing the data. Or if you want to use it, you can also be able to show them as a legend. And when you will change it to legend, it will automatically going to focus on some specific colors which are like initially be there for the legends point of view. You can set up the color combinations also, right? If you just want to go with that approach right here, as it is already in progress, you can see a progress is going on, right? So by using your like by this project, when you will finish it up with this project, you all will be able to understand that how we can use Power BI and the other aspects which are initially be there to represent my data as well. So this was, or this leads to the end of this particular part right now. And of course, it is may requiring the results points or something. So I would like to place my results point on both the areas. On one case, it will be the average that I'm going to capture. And second thing, it is the legend that I will be going to use for the result point. And it should not be a result point. It should be with a name, driver name. So I will use a driver name as a legend so that I can easily or individually will be able to represent all this data, like with the help of whatever the resources or the details I would like to implement as well. So this is nothing. This was just a visual representation inside your Power BI implementation. So you just need to wait for a few seconds and then you will be able to get the driver details and the driver data as well. As you can see, it's still going on because it is keep connecting with my on-prem sources. Look at this. So Valtteri, Sergio, then Vitali, and then you can go to this formats, hit the data labels. These all are my data labels. When you put your cursor, so the average of results point is 5.39 for Sergio. Same here, it is for 7.22. So this is how you will be able to represent your data, represent your resources by using Power BI and then Databricks as well. With this, we have completed all the 4 respective steps of your project, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep sharing these informations. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.